Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to share my experience of any taxi so far and how it started and my initial days and my discomfort and my comfort and everything to do with any taxi as much as possible. I'll be trying to share in this episode. So talking about initial days, I started any taxi with a very minimum capital, that is rupees 300. Initially, the name was Northeast Taxi because I never thought I would go beyond Northeast. So I named it as Northeast Taxi, and that was how it started. I got a domain name for rupees 300 rupees, and then I got a free hosting. There are many free hosting sites. I got a hosting. I got a website built. I redirected the domain to the free hosting. I did a Google business listing, and that is how my business started initially. So the challenges in my initial days was I used to get a few inquiries, maybe around 15-20 in a month, and that used to suffice because I didn't have any employee, or I never had any overhead then. So it used to suffice. I used to make around 50-60,000 a month, and that used to be very sufficient for a college going student because I was still in college then. It was the second year of my college when I started it. I did my forestry from Arunachal Pradesh, and I started this from my college. So sharing about my initial days of experience, it was very difficult. At the same time, I had a very big plus point because I was in a college where there were students from across Northeast. So what I used to do was I used to ask each people from different places to connect me with their drivers or people whom they know already in the community. So that is how I built a very strong commune initially. But there were challenges at the same time that many of the vendors whom I used to work with never paid back my commission or never paid the amount they owed to me. And maybe today, if I have to look back, that all small failures actually taught me and how we created a very strong vendor system today. Like small challenges which I would like to share is not having a business account, not having a current account in bank, where I used to use personal account, and which were not reliable to the customer, and facing all the small challenges which I couldn't do from college. Because I wasn't equipped and I wasn't built in such a way that I could get a business license and then get a current account. Because initial days it's always like that I think I did business for around 2 years without license. Then I came back home and I got a license later, and so there were many things that happened in different phases at different times. But initially, whenever I used to handle bookings, so there were so many times that a customer weren't satisfied, and there used to be complaints, and it used to be very difficult for me to handle because I was all alone, right from the college, handling all the customer complaints, all the bookings. And just to share with you all, I think my family will get offended right now. So whenever I had bookings, I used to bunk my classes because I wanted it to go well. So I used to keep a constant check on my customers, how they are doing, what they are doing. So during those times I never used to go to classes and somehow manage it later. So that is a part of the story which initially happened. And I think the turning point of my business came when I came back to Sikkim, and I think around 2016 or 7, I think it's 16 October, November, I hired my first employee, and that is when things started changing. So then you start feeling the pain of paying someone. You need to build more focus and you need to work more harder on the same thing. So any taxi was something which always give me cash flow to start other different startups. At the same time, it also was growing, but I wasn't fully focused on any taxi. But the focus started when I hired my first employee, and that is how the story began. And from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, we started shifting. So I used to manage a hotel my brother owned in Gangtok, and I had a small office in the same hotel. So one of the turning point, and one of the I always share that Young Leaders Connect or Youth Net is my second home, because sharing the insight where I got my initial capital or seed funding was from them. So I won 5 lakh rupees in, I think, around 2016 October November during the entrepreneur. So there was a B plan competition they hosted, and that is how I got my seed capital, and I could build a proper website, and I could build a proper office. Then went on building a proper team. So all thanks to them, and I would like to encourage everyone to use these platforms which are created. So that is how it started, and it just goes on. There are so many challenges I face every day. Maybe all those different challenges will come in different forms in all my podcasts. So stay tuned. See you again. Goodbye.